So I got a Miniverse Lifestyle Series 2, and when I opened it, I was surprised to find that I had a perfect set. I actually got the Tabby Cat teapot and the Black Kitty teacups, and they're super cute, so I'm going to make them together. So here's everything that comes in the set. You can see there's molds for the teacup and the teapot. I was a little disappointed that the handle and the spout are not actually part of the mold. It's kind of just decorative on there, but they come separately, so it's not like you can very easily make your own later. This is the black porcelain. This is, of course, your resin. It came with a little nozzle. And I found that you really have to poke it in there and get to the bottom, especially if you want the cat ears to work out well on this particular teacup, because it's not just going to flow down on its own. So you can see there's quite a few bubbles in the resin. In the process of getting it down to the bottom, I think it just created a lot more bubbles. So I did hit it with my heat gun, which helped a little bit. At the end of the day, there were still a couple of spots that didn't quite come out smooth, but I think it looks cute in the end, and I kind of attribute that to the heat gun. This one's a little bit more difficult to get looking smooth. Once I felt like I had gotten all of the bubbles out, or as many as I could, I hit it with my UV light for about a minute. Usually works pretty well. I know with this particular type of mold, it says to do it a couple of times. You flip it upside down. So I did end up cooking it for a couple of minutes. All right, next, the next jar of porcelain is for the teapot, and it is, of course, the orange resin that'll go with this one. And once more with the heat gun to get out any little bubbles, although they're definitely less noticeable with the orange than they were with the black. All right, looking at my steps, we have the resin hardened. The next step is to remove them and then sand the bottoms. And they come with these really cute little sandpapers. As always, the packaging is amazing. Here was my first cup, came out really nice. I was surprised because I was worried there would be more bubbles. But the next two I didn't let sit for quite long enough, so they were extremely hot. So be careful with these. They do get really warm. I had to wait a little bit. And once they were removed, they turned out pretty good too. Okay. I fast forwarded this, but the sanding took forever. It was actually a little difficult with the tiny square they give you. I feel like regular sandpaper would have probably worked a little bit better. Next, like I said, the handles and the spout are not actually part of the mold, so you have to take those out and attach them. Came on these really cute little trays that I'll use later for displays. They fit into little notches that are already in the mold, so it makes it really easy to just stick the pieces on with a little bit of resin. And the last step is probably the most fun. You get to put the little faces on your cup and your teapot. Full disclosure, these little stripy stickers didn't work so well on rounded surfaces, such as the handle of the teapot, so I did end up going back and hitting this with the heat gun as well, which kind of helped the plastic to conform a little bit better, and I think it sticks a little bit better too. Honestly, the most difficult part of putting these faces on was deciding which ones to do. Here you see I selected the sort of sassy face for one of my cups. They were really cute. So here you see that the teapot comes with a little tea cozy, little sweater to put on it. So if there are any minor flaws, any bubbles on the teapot, they ultimately get covered up anyway. So I thought that was kind of nice because I do think that this set is prone to bubbling. I love when they wrap things in these little fake newspapers. Even though they're not fully in English, you can read a little bit of them and see the articles, and they're usually something to do with all of the pieces in the set. So this is a cute touch. Now, it doesn't say to attach the teacups to the little plates, the little saucers. I chose to do this because in the past I've left my minis all separate, and then when I go to display them, my cats just knock them all over the place. So I've started just sticking them down so they're a little bit more secure. And I do the same things with the little pastries that it comes with. All that's left to do is to cook these up so they stick, and then I'll move on to some glamour shots.